Hello, this is Bow and Arrow Tarot. Welcome to Wednesday Water, my weekly live general tarot reading for the water signs of Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Now, I do apologize for being late today. I did just try to live stream, and there went some kind of technical thing just went totally haywire, and I had to cut that short and begin all over again. So we're going to start fresh, and we're going to get right into it with the sign of Cancer. Those things always happen for a reason, and I like to go with the flow when it comes to the universe taking charge like that. So for whatever reason, we were meant to begin again here. So Cancer signs, welcome, welcome. Cross watchers, welcome. Now, of course, this is not going to resonate for all Cancers. And if you see something, you're like, hey, this isn't for me at all, that's fine. Just leave it there because that's going to be a message for someone else, all right? You may also resonate with this reading if you have a moon in Cancer, you have a rising sign or ascendant in Cancer, or you may have Venus or Mars in Cancer, and this may resonate for you in that regard as well. So right away, take a moment to just sit back, relax, take a deep breath. This is meant to be enjoyable. Okay, it's meant to be entertainment. It's meant to help you, and if not, leave it there, and that's it. So do a little shuffle, one more. And here we go. We're going to go ahead and move Cancer there. Take the sun away. And we're going to cut your deck. All right, Cancer. Let's get right into your reading. I'm going to pull out your first row. Knight of Swords. Judgment. Eight of Pentacles. Moon energy. All right, so here we go, Cancer. So for you right now, you're really going through a period of cutting away. Okay, this reading is for a Cancer that is making really specific moves to sort of get rid of things in their life, people, places, and things that are hindering you from living your best life. You know what I'm saying? Definitely taking action to sort of clear the path, right, for you to achieving your goals. You're working a lot, right? You're really, really working a lot. For some of you, this is definitely a period of, you focusing on your career or your craft or whatever it is that you do. Judgment is in there for you as well. So we're going to go a little bit deeper, but there feels like there's some healing going on here. Moon energy, right? So yeah, there's some healing, there's some feelings going on, but at the same time, that also feels right and appropriate because it feels like you're at the cusp of a period of sort of bettering yourself, increasing yourself. Let's go deeper. We have the Six of Cups, Six of Wands, wow, Star energy, and a Knight of Cups. Bottom of the deck comes in the Queen of Cups. Wow. So you're really feeling a lot. Okay. You're in, you're really like in the moment, you're really wrapped up in your emotions, right? You're working through some emotions, right? But there's some love aspects here. So what I feel, Cancer, on the whole, we're going to go deeper with some clarifiers, is that you're right at the cusp of that stage after a healing process where you're beginning to start anew, right? You're beginning to start your next journey, and because you're coming out of a healing stage, it feels like you've done a lot of work. You've done a lot of work on yourself. You've done a lot of work on forgiving others as well, right? And so there's this kind of really great, beautiful moment of sort of being kind of reborn with this new feeling of lightness, right? Because, you unload a lot of burdens, you unload a lot of baggage when you go through a healing process. And now that you're out of that, you're being very active and sort of being intentional about the type of life you want to live, the type of friends you want to have, the type of work you want to do. You're being very focused. It's like you're going through this nice transitionary period. However, there's a little bit of not shadowy, but unclear feelings because you have a love interest coming in. And it feels like somebody from your past is coming in for you. It could be that for quite some time, Cancer, you maybe weren't doing so well emotionally, or perhaps you weren't doing so well with the people that you chose to have around you, right? And then that precipitated a period of you just going through a difficult stage, right? And not really being able to bring out the best of yourself that you can, and working through that. Now it feels like this is the stage that you've come out from and that you're healing from. But lo and behold, someone in your past is coming in, and they may have known you when you were at your low, when you were going through your issues. And now they're coming in again, and you're quite unsure about how they're going to take it. But there's a love connection. You have a lot of strong love here. Knight of Cups, Queen of Cups, Six of Cups, a lot of strong love here between the two of you. And I feel like there's a victory that's definitely coming in for you, but you're just not sure. This feels definitely like a past lover, an ex, someone that you had great affection for and feelings. It doesn't feel like this is a toxic ex or anything like that. This feels like, and for some of you, it may not be an ex at all. It may just be somebody that you've known. Yeah, moon energy. You're not sure. Okay? You're not sure how they're going to take it. Moon is coming out to re-clarify. You're not sure how they're going to take your, you're not sure if their feelings of you. You're not sure if they have the same feelings that you do. You're in this really nice upswing. Let's get death, transformation, excellent. Yes, you're in this amazing upswing right now where you're really cutting away anything that is toxic. You're making room for healthy growth. You're like, okay, I'm not going to deal with this person no more. I'm done. I'm done with this crew, or I'm done with this scene, or I'm done with that. Yeah, I'm going to be selective about the people that I keep in my life. Yes, I'm going to keep, I will continue this friendship because this is valuable and this person is healthy for me and we have something to contribute to each other. But nah, I think I'm going to later for this and later for that. These are the kind of exact steps I'm talking about. These are like very actual steps that you're taking to transform your life. And so, you're in this wonderful upswing and you're still not sure though how this person, Six of Wands. Oh my God. What? So Six of Wands have come over Six of Wands. Moon has come out over Moon. Victory. There will be a victory here for you, Cancer. Okay? This is going to come out exactly the way it should for you. Okay? It's going to feel good. You're going to feel vindicated, right? It's funny. It's like it'll focus on one card and then not the other. But it's like Six of Wands coming out over Six of Wands is excellent, strong, fiery, sort of, vindicating. It's like I said, for some of you, you've come through this huge change. People are going to see you. Listen, Cancer. For some of you, it's going to be like this. People are going to see you and be like, oh my God, I didn't even recognize you. That you're going to get people saying that to you. Oh my God, is that you? Wow, last time I saw you, you were, blah, blah, blah. Oh, wow, really? You're going to get a lot of attention. There's a lot of attention coming your way as a result of all of this, like, really hard work that you've put into yourself. Money is coming your way. You know what I mean? This hard work that you've put in here. This is a Cancer who really knuckled down and got their shit together and is blossoming right now. Okay? And everyone sees it. You've really let go of any kind of guilt or hang up or judgment that you've put upon yourself. You've let go of like things that you've been carrying about other people. Seven of Wands. You're fighting for what's really important for you right now, which is, for some of you, it's going to be, some of you are sober, some of you are clean, some of you have just come out, just stopped living a toxic lifestyle, regardless of whether it is addiction or just a mentality that led to a lot of toxic behavior. Ace of Cups. This love connection is definitely coming through for you, Cancer. And I know it's scary, Hermit. Yeah, you've been really hermited off. You've been closed off for quite some time, and you're just a little bit nervous, with that moon coming in. You're a little bit nervous, that this person is not going to receive you or see you. But trust me when I tell you, there's not a whole lot of energy coming here from the other person, because this is a general reading for you, Cancer. Right? Tonight at 6 o'clock, you might want to come back for the love reading, because then we're going to pull cards for your person and see where they're at and where their energies are. But right now, I just know that the love interest is there, and that what comes with it is, yes, you're a little unsure. It feels a little bit like not everything is revealed, but you get a massive victory. 6 of Wands, your dream comes true, and that dream come true is one of love, right? Somebody comes forward. You may go towards them and they are looking right at you. You're willing to give them that cup of love, and they're like, yep, I'm willing to take it. You have a new, found sense of confidence that comes in for you. Yeah, this is nice. All right, Cancer, this is a nice read. This is a read for a Cancer out there that has really put a lot of effort into getting themselves together, getting their life together, doing a reset, as it were, and everybody goes through it. Everybody has a time in their life where they need to go through a reset, right? But not everybody does it. Or they say they're going to do it and they just don't get around to it. You know what I'm saying? It's like some kind of, you know what I mean? It just doesn't work out. Or, no, this is a real reset for you, Cancer. You really put the time and the effort into it. You thought about it. And now you're really reaping some really nice rewards as a result. You know what I'm saying? This is a beautiful read. Like I said, for some of you, this moon energy of this Pisces, some of you may be dealing with a Pisces, okay? That is there. Some of you may be dealing with an Aquarius, or you may have Pisces or Aquarius energy in your chart. Hermit is Virgo. Some of you may be dealing with a Virgo, or you may have Virgo in your chart. Same goes for Scorpio, okay? Some of you are dealing with Scorpio energy, scorpionic energy in your chart, or scorpionic energy in this person's chart, perhaps who you are associating with, okay? Or who you're thinking about now with this love connection, all right? But definitely a dream come true of brand new love. And I don't feel like you've been with them before, right? I think if this comes in, this is something that, like, them, okay? You've known them for a long time, but I don't think that you've ever had the connection with them. And guess what? You do now. Spirit of Fire, pulling those oracles, Spirit of the Pentacle and Spirit of Earth. What? Beautiful. Spirit of Fire, can I just say, come on, you better focus on this. Spirit of fire, passion, you know what I mean? Spark, creativity, the spark. That's what it feels like. The spark comes in and you're like, oh my gosh. But you're apprehensive because, you're like, okay, they know me from my dark days, will they give me the time of day? Well, all signs point to yes. 8-ball says yes. Spirit of the Pentacle, for those of you old enough to remember the 8-ball. Spirit of the Pentacle, faith, okay, unity, wholeness, have faith. Have faith in yourself. You've come a very long way already to do all of this work that you've done on yourself, right? Have faith that other blessings are due. Sometimes when we do a lot of work on ourselves and we get ourselves together, we start to feel better and other things start to come in for us. Some of us will say, well, this attitude of, well, the rug has to get pulled out for me at some point, right? Because perhaps in the past it has. But what you forget is that all those times that the rug was pulled out from under you, that was a perception. You perceived that happened. The truth of the matter is that you weren't at your top peak. You weren't, running on all cylinders the way you are now. When you're running on all cylinders, it's not like you get a quota of goodness and then it stops. It's like the goodness continues to come in. The blessings and abundance continue to come into you as you continue to maintain the path. Right? There isn't a quota of, this is a very normal and regular and very popular pessimistic notion that people have, especially people who have suffered a lot of dark days and difficult times, who've had a lot of trials and tribulations. But you know the difference between when you're just surviving and going through the motions to get through one traumatic thing to the next, to when you're actually applying yourself to not only get through them, but to improve yourself, right? To do the really hard work of improving yourself, to be able to improve the decisions you make, to be able to improve your ability to have less and less toxic scenarios around you. Nevertheless, I digress. All of this hard work that you've put in, having a love interest come in for you is also part of the package of blessings that come in for you. Okay? So that apprehension that you may have, that fear that you may have, that, oh, it's too much, I can't also be allowed to have a wonderful love connection. Well, I think you can allay those fears, because truth be told, yes, of course you are, of course you're deserving of a wonderful love connection. In addition to all of the abundance and joy and sort of real pride that's coming in for you because of the work that you've put in. We have the last one, spirit of the earth, nature, grounded ancestors. Some of you, the ancestors are there for you. They're there to help you. You know what I'm saying? They're there to give you the guidance. They're there to show you the way. Beautiful. Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck here. I just want to say that there's one energy here about possibly the individual that you are connecting with here, and they are indeed someone who is very, very emotional and deep as you are. They very much match your emotional energy, okay? And that is there as well. Okay, Cancer, I'm going to leave it at that. You take a moment to take a look at those beautiful cards. All right, and I am going to take a moment. Also, a sip of coffee today, not tea. Today I'm doing coffee. This is a really nice reading for a Cancer who's really done the work and the effort and put it in. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a little bit of tobacco this morning. All right, so let's pull this up. We are going to get ready to get into the Scorpio reading. This is, just to remind you folks, this is my live weekly general tarot reading for water signs. And so every week at 11 a.m. today, I was a little bit late because of some kind of crazy ghosted machine technical thing that went down. So I was a little late, but every week at Wednesday at 11 a.m. I live stream this series, Wednesday Water, where we look into Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. Now, like I said, tonight I will be doing the love reading, 6 o'clock Cancer, 6:30 Scorpio, 7 o'clock Pisces. So do check back for that to see if perhaps this relationship we were talking about, Cancer, factors in. All right? So I'm going to take away Cancer. And we are going to pull out Scorpio. Put that sun. No planets. There were no planets in Cancer today and no planets in Scorpio. So we're going to leave that right there. Let you take a moment to meditate on those beautiful cards while I go ahead and shuffle your deck. All right, guys. So, Scorpio, what is going on for my beautiful Scorpio? Again, this is a general reading. Now, general readings can turn into love connections, but I really generally don't get much information about the other person unless we're doing a dedicated love reading. Let's see what's going on for Scorpio. I'm going to cut this deck. And we're going to put Scorpio right there. And go ahead, take those away, and get right into your reading. All right, guys, let's see. First line, 2 of Wands, Hierophant, the World, Star. All right, Scorpio, you're ready to take the world on. You're ready to move forward. 2 of Mars energy. 2 of Wands energy. That's Mars and Aries. So very powerful, very strong, fiery forward movement for you, Scorpio. I feel like your readings for the last couple of weeks have been a little bit sort of difficult, right? There's been a lot of self-reflection, but today you're coming in hard, right? Hierophant is their World and Star. So 3 major arcana for you, Scorpio. You're really kind of ready this week to sort of embody an outlook that you've had for your life and for yourself. I think that you're trying to get right back to your grassroots, trying to get back to sort of what you know best, trying to get back to your grounding, but yet you're taking that and moving forward quite in a fiery way, passionate way. You feel like you're exactly placed where you need to be placed. And there's a particular objective that you're working towards. I think this objective is strongly connected to your roots, right? To your roots, your family, your culture, something that you feel very, very strongly about. And you're right at the precipice of sort of taking the next steps to manifesting this goal, this dream. But this is just the first line energy. Let's get a little bit deeper for Scorpio. But this definitely feels like a strong, passionate goal, objective. Empress, the Sun. Wow, Six of Swords and the Moon. Some of you are going to be traveling. Bottom, yes, Ace of Decks, Ace of Pentacles. All right, bottom of the deck. So this is exciting. Scorpio, this is a feeling that you are traveling, moving, relocating. There may just be a lot of movement in your daily activities coming up. You are definitely setting out in the world, and you're setting out in the world on a project that is extremely close to your heart. I'm going to say that this project definitely has something to do with giving back to your community, giving back to your family, your tribe, your community, whoever. There's an altruistic air here. There's a humanitarian air here. Some of you are going to be working with the land. You're going to be working with people and their land. You may be helping farmers. You may be helping people rebuild. This has a very much a Peace Corps sort of vibe to it, this energy that I'm feeling here. You're absolutely on top of the world. This is your dream come true. This is a strong, nice life growth and goal obtaining, manifesting reading for you, Scorpio. Sun is there. Some of you are absolutely generally the sun doesn't necessarily indicate this. In tarot, the symbolism is a lot deeper than that, but I do feel that some of you are going to be in very hot places. Shocker, right? The whole world is hot, but I mean, you're going to be in areas that are close to the equator, that are in that part of the world, right? That section, that equatorial section of the world. You're apprehensive. There is some fear there. For some of you, you've never done this before, right? But you feel good about it. This is nice. Even I feel excited. Sometimes these readings I get, the energy comes in and I'm excited for you, Scorpio. This reading feels like it's for an involved Scorpio. Okay. An involved Scorpio who's beginning to sort of go into his third stage, his eagle stage. I believe it's the eagle stage, which is the third stage. So, you're beginning to sort of really be that teacher, right, for others. Really, be that evolved Scorpio teacher for others. Nice energy. Let's get some clarity. Woo, High Priestess, your intuition is riding high. Eight of Wands, there's going to be a lot of activity around you. At first, it's going to be very confusing. For some of you, as you move away. For some of you, this traveling, this moving away is brand new for you. Yeah, absolutely brand new for you. But you weather the storm. Five of Pentacles, there's been yes, and this is one of the areas where you're a little bit apprehensive. The money issue, you're not making a whole lot of money from this, okay? This is definitely a endeavor of the heart. You're doing this for the love of this. You're doing this because you desire it, but their money is not necessarily there. And you probably, for some of you, you may be taking a price cut, or a pay cut rather, a pay cut for doing this work. It may be that you had another job that was paying you a lot more, but you weren't happy with that job, right? This is something that you really, truly, truly desire, something that you really, really want. And yes, for some of you, there is some anxiety about finances because you've definitely, what you've agreed for, you've happily agreed to do with less because this dream is so important to you. Yes, Knight of Wands coming out. Yes, you are passionate about this. Some of you, this may be your pet project. You may have come up with this project. You may have gotten funding. For some of you, This project was something that you got money for. You came up with the idea. It's something that you've always wanted to do, and you have funds coming in. So right now, yeah, you're not making money from it. It's not like one of those type of things, but Ace of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck. There is money coming in for the project. There is money coming in for the Queen of Wands. I'm done with you, Scorpio. Your readings are always so intense. You know what I mean? Queen of Wands. So you're definitely working in a field that you have a lot of experience in. You've been through this. Some of you will have been individuals. Here's an example. You may have, at some point in your life, you may have been homeless, right? Or, excuse me. Or you may have lived on a street or lived in, dire circumstances and gotten yourself out of it, and then gone to school and you have a degree and now you're an expert on a lot of things and you have all this stuff you've done, but you've been through that experience. Now, and all these years, it could be that you harbored this deep desire to be able to have this project where you could go back to give your wisdom back to the community. Some of you are going to be engaging in that sort of thing, right? That kind of thing, where you're going back or you're going into an environment that you have experience of, but that you've come out of, and you're bringing something back to that environment. You're bringing your teaching, right, back to that environment. And I was mistaken earlier. I do remember now. Eagle is your second stage. Third stage is the Phoenix. So Scorpio, second stage, though, is exactly that stage of going around and teaching and being an asset, being an asset as well to people. And so you, excuse me, those chakra coming in, you are definitely living your best. Ace of Swords, yes, you're definitely living your best life. You are right now on top of the world and feeling great about it. Something you've always wanted to do, and everything is there for you. There's some Nine of Swords there. Yes, the Nine of Swords is a little bit of, some would say it's a shadow energy. It's an energy of anxiety and worry, and that makes perfect sense because you should have, it's natural to have a little bit of anxiety and worry. You haven't done this before, but you've always wanted to do it. So again, just to slowly recap, Scorpio, this is a reading for a Scorpio that is right now really taking the world, and making it yours, right? You're ready. You're ready for anything that's coming at you. You have an opportunity that's come in. And it's not even like it's just an opportunity. You've been working on this. For some of you, you may have been planning this project for a long time. You've written it all out. You've done research. You've done cost analysis or whatever. You've done all of the sort of analyses and research that you needed to do to properly put together this plan and project. And it may have been sitting in your back pocket for years, for some of you, right? And somehow it's come in for you that you're able to do it. Yes, there's anxiety there because naturally you're like, oh, you're precious about it. And this has always ever just been a plan or a dream. And so it comes in. High Priestess, your intuition is running really high because you know in your heart of hearts that that you know what you're doing. This is going to go the way, you're going to learn some lessons along the way, but it is going to go the way that you imagine to some degree because you put so much planning in. So there's a deep connection here to really feeling confident about what's happening, despite the jitters and the nerves. There is a pay cut happening. So some of you have anxiety over money over this period because it doesn't feel to me like this is a project of huge financial winnings, or kickback or compensation, commission. This is a project from the heart. A lot of you, this is going to be a not-for-profit project. It's going to be a charitable project. Okay, that's the energy here. Nevertheless, of course, money is coming in for it to sustain the actual workings of the plan that you're trying to institute. Okay, and so money is there for it, and there is just such an immense amount of support and passion here. You know what you're doing. You're ready to move forward. And for some of you, this is going to involve a lot of traveling. Okay. Some of you may travel just to one area, or you may be traveling around. Some of you, this is going to definitely involve things to do with, food, growth, sustainability, things to do with nature, things to do with the earth and the human earth connection. Okay. And it just feels like fantastic. It feels like something you've always wanted to do. All right. You will be, you're definitely going to learn some things. There's a feeling here that Ace of Swords, you're definitely going to learn some things along the way. This is definitely, it's going to be an adventure, right? It is an adventure in a way, but again, this is not a fool type of adventure, like taking a leap of faith. The work you've put the work in for this. You know what you're doing. All right. And so in this regard, it's an adventure of being able to see the fruits of your labor begin to bud and form and ripen and, Spirit of Hecate, Spirit of the Ring, and Spider Spirit. Yeah, Spirit of Hecate. Okay, Crossroads, Ghost, Goddess of the Night. All right, beautiful energy. Never know if my camera's going to pick it up because it's so dark. But this is beautiful. This is just sort of... I'm going to say, when we talk about Spirit of Hecate, we're talking about sort of the in-between realm, the in-between realm, those magical moments. It's crossroads. A crossroads is a magical moment. That's why, it's always often spoken about. Crossroads is a very magical moment in someone's life because it's precisely at that moment where you have, this infinite not infinite, but you have a set of probabilities, right? And it's really down to your choice, right? And there's a magical thing that happens there. So Spirit of Hecate, Goddess of the Night, of things that are unseen and unknown, and the crossroads. Spirit of the Ring, contract, promise, commitment. Okay, so this feels good here too because this is a commitment you've made to a particular idea or a contract, right? That you've made here with this plan, this project, this opportunity that you've created for yourself. So yes, Spirit of the Ring, there is commitment here. It's just, there feels like, again, when I go to some of the specifics, some of you, this is a not-for-profit sort of arrangement and the money has come in and there's certain kinds of agreements. This spirit is there to come into it to help you sort of be confident that everyone's going to be pulling their weight. Everyone who said what they were going to do is going to do what they said they were going to do, right? The money that so-and-so said that they would funnel in is going to happen. The resources that so-and-so said, it's all working out. There's a promise, a contract here, a commitment here from all parties, and that energy is strong. And then we have Spider Spirit, fate, destiny, okay, free will, all right? And camera loves focusing on that one. You see what I'm saying? So I can't, it's Ghost in the Machine. So Spider Spirit. Yes, this does feel very destined, fated. But also I don't want to underscore, I would like to underscore how much work you've put in. Right? This is not just something that's been like given to you or thrown to you. You put the work in to manifesting this. If that I know, that I feel strongly in the message. You put the effort in, you put the work in, right? You've gone through the evolutionary stage. You're definitely not a first stage Scorpio. You're absolutely at least in your second stage of evolution through this life to manifest something like this. Feels lovely. Okay, and I am going to leave it at that. This is a beautiful reading, Scorpio. All right, just take a moment. I'm going to take a sip of water. Take a moment. Look at those beautiful cards and take whatever images speak to you with you. All right. You too can take a moment, take a sip, because we're going to pull these cards up and we're going to get into the final sign for this Wednesday Water episode number 5. As I said before, my live weekly general tarot reading for all the water signs every Wednesday at 11 o'clock. So let's pull up your clarifiers where I do this general reading. And we have done Cancer. This is now Scorpio is finished, and now we will get into Pisces. Later on this evening, I will be doing the love readings for the water signs. So do check back on my channel at 6 o'clock, 6:30, and 7 for the 3 signs. You can subscribe and get notified if that helps. All right. And come back to me later. All right. So let me shuffle this a few more times while I figure out that Scorpio energy. And I'm going to pull out Pisces. So as I say, usually I put the cards down for what planets are in the sign. And today for Pisces, we have 3 planets. All right, 3 planets in Pisces. Neptune, Saturn, and Mercury. All right. Do it like this. There we go, Pisces. And then we have 3 signs: Neptune, Saturn, and Mercury. Mercury, of course, being the planet for communication, right? Oftentimes you hear people talk about Mercury being in retrograde and people's communication and technology all being whacked out, right? So Mercury is that planet, very fast moving planet. Neptune and Saturn. Neptune, very mysterious, murky planet, energetically definitely associated with psychic abilities and the otherworldly. And then of course Saturn, a planet of discipline and limitations. All right, overcoming those. So take a moment to go ahead and meditate on those cards, Pisces cross watchers. All right, while I do a couple of more little shuffles of this deck to clear that energy. And this is going to be a general reading. You cut your deck. So 3 planets. We are in Pisces season now, right? This is Pisces season. So for all you Pisceans out there, I love that energy. I have a Mars in Pisces, so I have Pisces energy in my chart. And this is what I say. Sometimes these readings may resonate with you, even though you're not a Pisces sun. Your sun sign is in Pisces, but you may have other things in your chart that really sort of resonate with that energy. And so you may be coming to this and resonating with this reading. If you don't, of course, just leave that on the table. Let's get right into it. 4 of Wands, 6 of Cups, love, 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 the Devil, woo, and 9 of Pentacles. Hello. What? Pisces. Love coming right in. New love. Affectionate love, right? Some of you it's new. Some of you it's a love connection that you've had for quite some time, but this week is the week that you're tying it down, you're making it committed. But the Devil comes in. Listen, the Devil is a very interesting tarot energy. The Devil, it's 2 sides, you know. Sometimes we're talking about a high degree of creativity. It's also associated with Capricorn. Some of you may be dealing with a Capricorn. You may have Capricorn in your chart. High degree of creativity, right? But then also at the same time, that ability to really get addicted to the things that we desire, get addicted to a feeling, right? And do whatever we can to get that feeling back. And there's a loss there, you know, that's the other end of it. But here, I'm going to go deeper, but I feel strongly at first that this is a really, let me pull another card. I don't want to say just yet because you're definitely solitary, Pisces. You're somebody who's like on your own. You've got this strong love coming in, but you're somebody who likes to do things on your own. You make your own money. You like to live on your own, all of that. So let me just see. We're going to go a little bit deeper, see how these cards play out. Chariot, King of Cups, wow, Sun, and 5 of Wands. And there's the shadow to go with the Devil. Okay. Bottom of the deck, High Priestess. So you know what's going on. Okay. You already know what's happening. High Priestess showing up a lot. Love connection, love connection. King of Cups, Sun energy moving on. Yeah, there's some squabbles here, Pisces. You know, it feels like, you know, for me, it's almost as if like some of you may be caught between 2 people. Okay, you may be caught between 2. You may be tested. There's a deep, deep love here with somebody that you know, and yet there's something here coming in hard and fast and new, and 11-11 energy, twin flames energy. You're wanting to kind of move forward into a new direction, right? And yet the Devil is here. It almost feels as though to me that you're being tempted. You're being tempted to perhaps go down the same road that you've gone before. It could be, Pisces, that you are very slippery in your relationships. And although there's heavy love coming in here, you're ultimately very independent. You're ultimately just kind of like to be on your own, there's only so much you want to be connected to somebody. There's something that you have to keep for yourself, right? And so it almost feels to me like these may be two separate scenarios, and the devil energy is coming in because there's a sense of indulging here. Ultimately, there's going to be some bickering. The Five of Wands, competition. People are going to be like, no, look at me. Look, like, ultimately, there may be individuals fighting over you and that, right? King of Cups energy, that feels like you to me, Pisces. You may be enjoying it, right? Enjoying having a couple of people really in love, enjoying having, to a certain degree, a little bit of manipulation. Let's see. Yes, the sun comes out here as well. Sun energy. There's clarity that's going to come into this. And a moving and a breaking away. Yeah, there's a clarity that's coming in here. Now, for some of you, it may indeed be that this is not necessarily two separate individuals, right? But that your love, your connection, like you guys are together, but that next step of perhaps moving in together or getting married may be disrupted by something. There's something here that is disrupting Temperance. And it just could be the breaking away from old habits or old people. So you guys, Pisces, you're playing around a lot. This is a very murky reading because you're playing around a lot right here, right? For some of you, you're kind of playing around between two people, right? You're kind of vacillating between two people. Why? Because you can. Listen, for some of you, this may just be a polyamorous situation, okay? Oftentimes we always look at these relationships through a very specific lens. We have to, we catch ourselves. Some of you now, making more sense to me that this is more unorthodox, so-called unorthodox, right? But you're living a polyamorous life. And so this makes sense for you to have this separate energy feeling here of love for two people, okay? You're the center point here, okay? And yet there is some strife and some arguing. And this all pulls together a little bit more nicely because, yeah, it feels to me like, Pisces, you're the center point for this relationship. You're the one who brings home the money. You're the one who's very much the dominant force here. But there is something that you're trying to achieve, and it may be that this situation can't come with you, right? And so there's some bickering and some arguing. Seven of Swords, wow. There may be some, this may go sideways now because there are changes that are coming in, right? There are changes that are coming in, and it's like your scenario that you have here is not able, there's monetary changes, Pisces, coming in that necessitate you changing this setup. So as I say, often have to be careful not to look through a very sort of repetitive lens at certain energies. And this is the nature and the art of reading the tarot to get into it deeper. But this does feel like a very specific reading for a Pisces that perhaps has a very unorthodox relationship with two individuals, right? And it's all full of love. You both love each other. You love them. You love them, and you love them. And they love you, and they love you. And this is all worked out very nicely. Sun energy is there. This has all been really lovely and great and worked out. However, now you're about to make a change. The change is a career change or a change in what you do. It may be a relocation, and there's some strife here because this scenario can't be picked up and moved now to this new life, right? And so there's going to be some darkness here, and there's going to be some treachery. Somebody's going to start resorting to some really kind of sneaky games. There's going to be some games here because, of course, this was all working out nicely as long as all the factors were covered. The money was there. Everybody was happy. We're all living together, perhaps. You may have lived together or not, whatever. But there were no extenuating circumstances that were applying pressure to the situation. But now that there's this change coming in, and you are the, you're the benefactor, you're the money, you're the one who makes the money, right? You're the one who takes care of the whole thing, but you're in a situation now where you can't sustain it. And so now there's pressure. And when there's pressure, you begin to have fights. The pressure is coming in and you're starting to have fights. Some people are starting to resort to some really kind of dark behavior, treacherous behavior, magician energy. And this is where the devil rears its ugly head. Because sometimes, it's like insisting on being connected to a situation that ultimately is not very good now. Maybe before it was good. It may have been perfect for everybody before, but now it's not viable. And so therefore, trying to maintain it for the sake of maintaining it is just not healthy. It's becoming toxic. You're having to show a lot of temperance between everyone because of the arguing. So you're embodying temperance energy. Some of you may be dealing with, a Capricorn. You may be dealing with a Sagittarius. Okay, temperance is Sagittarian energy. Capricorn is the devil. Some of you may be dealing with Cancers. Okay, the Chariot is Cancer energy. But again, this took me a minute to get there. But this was really kind of like, wow, oh, of course, and it makes perfect sense, But now, tricky. I want to pull one more card for this one. This is a tricky scenario. Ultimately, Pisces, I'm going to be honest with you. You don't care that much. Ultimately, you're happy to be in the garden by yourself. You'll let them both go if you have to. 8 of Cups. See, somebody has to go. You're walking away from somebody. All right. So 8 of Cups comes in. You're absolutely turning your back, walking off into the night, away from somebody. And again, you may walk away from both of them because ultimately I see you here as solitary. Right? Because I feel like at the end of the day, this situation was perfect. Like being with here we go. You have two people, right? Being with that person or this person, either way was perfect in this scenario. But now that the scenario is no longer fitting where you're at, it's almost as if there isn't room for either of them, right? It isn't like there's room. If there isn't room for both of them, then there isn't room for either of them because the magic happened in both of them being there, okay? So this is something I feel like will be coming out also. It's not a case of, okay, I can't afford to take both of you. Which one will I take? It's a case of, I can't afford this scenario as a whole, so I don't want the scenario at all. I don't want it with you or with you. And so for some of you, Pisces, I feel like you're definitely going to be moving away alone. You're going to be on your own. You're doing your own thing and really just starting over somewhere else. Sorry, cross watchers, if you're in this scenario, get ready. And again, remember that these tarot readings are just snapshots into the energy I'm reading right now, the energy for the message that's coming to me right this moment for everything in this moment. Life changes from moments to moments. Things can change from moments to moments. We have other people involved in this scenario who have their own life trajectory, their own choices to make. So remember that these readings are absolutely not, they're meaningless in any sort of factual, data point way. They're, the readings are for you to understand the energy of what's happening, to understand, why certain things are going a certain way, and perhaps to get insight on what certain, actions, what the consequence of certain actions will be. 2 of the cards have jumped out. So spirit of the snowflake, spirit of the fae, mischief, play, and fantasy coming at you, right? So, yes, and spirit of the snowflake, one of a kind. This scenario is a one of a kind. This is what I'm saying. This one of a kind scenario just can't, if you adulterate it, it's not even like it's going to be less good. It's just is not going to be the same at all. We have one more, spirit of the armor, defense, tactical, guarded. So be careful. People are being guarded. People are getting defensive. They want to protect what they have. Again, if this resonates with you, there's 2 other people in this scenario that want to protect what they have, perhaps, right? Or want to, they're open to change. But again, this feels to me like the end of this scenario, the end of this story. not the revision of it, right? Not a different chapter of it, just simply the end of the story. Some tricky disentanglement here, just dealing with people's egos and fears, right? But ultimately, you leaving and going away to this next stage of your life, starting a new journey on your own, and maybe just starting, really starting something altogether new, something altogether different somewhere else. In your heart of hearts, you know that this is what's going to happen. You have a high priestess there. So you know this is going to happen. You have an intuition about how this is going to play out, but I think because you don't excuse me, you don't want to be too cruel, or like, this is a very delicate situation, which it is. It's like, I mean clearly we all know how difficult it is to break up with one person. I can imagine that breaking up a polyamorous situation with multiple lovers is going to be infinitely more difficult. So, but you do know in your heart of hearts that ultimately at the end of the day, you're going to be walking away from this entire thing on your own and really starting off new. All right, guys. So I'm going to leave it at that. This is it. You're reading, Pisces. Interesting reading. Woo! Good for you. All right. But, yeah, tough reading, emotionally tough, difficult, difficult. But I think you're going to come out of it. Just being kind to everybody, because ultimately there was a strong three-way connection of love and appreciation, and you all got something out of it. So there's no reason for it not to end in such a way that it doesn't have to be destroyed or tainted or turned into something that it wasn't. Okay, guys? So that's what I would caution against. All right, Pisces, this is your reading. Thank you so much to Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces for coming to this 5th episode of Wednesday Water. This is Bow and Arrow Tarot, and this is my weekly general live reading for the signs of the water signs of Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. This airs every Wednesday at 11 a.m. If I'm a little bit late, I do apologize, but I will be up every Wednesday morning. And then tonight, if you're interested in looking at specifically love connection, love reading for Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio, do check me out starting 6 o'clock for those live streams this evening. But that is it for right now. I wish you all love, life, and happiness. I thank you all for being here. Don't forget to hit the subscription button and get notified, because I do live stream tarot readings Sunday through Friday, almost every single day of the week. All right, guys. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye now.